We are live. We are live. Let me hit the intro.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIMstudios YouTube. We are live on this Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. I hope everybody had a wonderful Tuesday. Rolling into midweek here, rolling into game one of the NBA Finals. Cannot wait for tomorrow. But today we got some interesting news on foldables and new camera technology that, quite frankly, is hard to believe. But we'll get into that. Apple just won a patent, just received certification, just got their patent of some really interesting camera technology that we're going to unfold here, no pun intended. But before we do that, I want to let you know this YouTube channel and live stream is provided to you by Lyca Mobile. Fantastic deals. Link is down in the video description, and IMEI Certified and IMEIcertified.com. They remove Blacklist if your phone is reported lost or stolen. IMEI Certified is the place to go to convert that blacklisted IMEI to clean and clear status so you can use your phone again. IMEIcertified.com, link down below. So how's everybody doing today? Going to be another quick one. I just got done recording like 3 videos. I think I'm going to upload 2 of them. You're not going to want to miss them because I literally just finished recording them and I'm still like worked up. So a little preview. There's new information that you're not going to believe about Qualcomm and Samsung. Their little partnership into supplying CPUs to future Samsung Galaxy smartphones. So new information came out that you're not going to want to miss. And also, I kind of roasted Motorola, and I think that's what I'm worked up over. Anyways, I'm not going to get into it now. When this is over, I'm going to upload those videos. You can watch them. I kind of go off on Motorola, but it is what it is. I think I might have tarnished or squashed any hopes that I had of hopefully them sending me review units, because I kind of roasted them in this video, but they deserved it. So, over here, we're honest. I'll praise companies when they do cool stuff, and I'll let you know if I disagree with any of their electronics and or technology decisions for consumer electronics. So that's what we do over here. Yeah, you're not going to want to miss the video I'm going to upload, because that's essentially what it's about. If you're upset with them, then you're going to want to watch that video that I'm going to upload here when we're done, because I went on for like 20 minutes just blasting Motorola. So that's probably why my face looks a little red on the screen, because I was like, I'm recording over here and my wife peeks in the door and I'm like, oh shit, I'm a little too loud, because I'm over here like doing this and doing that, and I'm like, oh, sorry. I got to get a little carried away with myself, but it is what it is. I don't care. Nobody's sending me stuff anyway, so what do I have to lose, right? I mean, I'm just gonna tell you like how it is, and chips will fall where they lay, so where they are. But let's see here. So I got a couple of, and I was like, damn, what am I going to talk about on the live stream? Because I essentially just blew my whole load all of this video that I, just recorded. But I got some cool stuff that we're actually going to look into. I want to look into this new patent that Apple won, and it's technology that never even crossed my mind, that they could even do something like this. Matter of fact, let me pull this up right now. To have more space for typical rectangular battery component, I think have a fully horizontal mirror camera setup is a way to go. Yeah, well, that's what Samsung is doing with their S27 series, at least the Ultra model. They're going to put a little bigger battery, and also, from what I understand, it looks like they're going to put wireless charging standard 2.0 magnet rings in the back of these, at least the Ultras. I doubt they're going to do that on these smaller units, but how iPhone has their MagSafe, essentially going to be MagSafe rings built into the device. Whatever. I don't use MagSafe. I do in my car. I take that back, but that would be why they're moving it up. And then plus the accessories that you slap on the back of your phone, a lot of them don't work because of that vertical camera alignment. A lot of those accessories make contact with that battery, with the camera cutout on a lot of these cases. It's hard to. They had a special make a lot of these MagSafe accessories for the Samsung. Well, a lot with a lot of Android devices, and that may be why Pixel choose to do that with theirs, because their cameras are up across the top. But let me show you this real quick. Apple came out with this brand new. Well, if I can put it up here. So I came across this article today, and I was like, holy crap, that is really, really weird. Now, let me show you what this is talking about. So this patent that Apple just got. Now, just because Apple gets a patent or is awarded a patent doesn't mean that, a product with this technology is going to be launched to the market this year or even next year. A lot of the times they'll apply for a patent. They'll have something in mind, something they want to do. They'll put it on paper. They'll put it on writing. They'll even have a mock-up unit, a dummy unit, or a mock-up device. Sometimes a device that's full-fledged working, but they need something to test this technology out to see if it's something they want to bring to the market. Well, just when they get this patent, it doesn't mean they're going to put something out this year. This could be technology that you see in their phones 3 or 4 years from now, maybe 5 years from now. But I think it will give us a peek into the future. So Apple patents this mineral oil cooling, but this is for their camera sensors. Mineral oil cooling for iPhone camera module. So Apple has secured a new patent. And now this is detailing a method to manage heat generated within iPhone camera sensors by utilizing a heat-absorbing fluid, such as mineral oil. This innovative approach involves filling a portion of the camera module and/or sensor with a dielectric liquid that acts as a heat sink or a heat dissipator. So it essentially diverts wasted heat away from sensitive components like image sensors and actuators. Remember, Apple is going to go to a what is it called? Apple is going to do a multi-aperture sensor, meaning it can change apertures. You don't see it that often. I think the last one was on like a S8 Plus or S8 Pro Samsung Galaxy, where the lens can widen or get smaller, kind of like the pupil in your eye. It gets bigger when in low light, it gets smaller in real bright light. Same theory, right? So this patent specifies that while the optical access region might contain air or another optically suitable fluid, the remaining volume can be filled with mineral oil to maintain these optimal thermal conditions. This fluid-based cooling system is designed to prevent overheating, enabling more complex, larger camera components to operate efficiently for extended periods of time, potentially making shape memory alloy actuators more practical. So we don't really have a good explanation of how they're going to implement this. Are they going to fill camera sensors with mineral oil? Maybe. Now, pretty cool, but you would have to find an oil. Now, from what I'm thinking, are they going to, like a camera sensor that's on the back of your phone, are they going to fill it with mineral oil? Like, would the light have to pass through the mineral oil? It would have to be 100% clear, no? Kind of like baby oil. That's some real, maybe they're just going to make up manufacturers some kind of special oil on their own. where you don't get any disturbance in that image that's taken. You see what I'm saying? This is really cool. But and look, they might not even use it, right? I know a lot of companies have patents that they make and just sit on. I think that's why Google purchased HTC when they were making the Pixel brand. When Nexus was out, Google purchased HTC, but he said, or not the company HTC, but essentially their phone department, or more specifically, a bunch of patents came with that sale. And that's very common for companies to purchase an entity or a collection of patents. It happens across all sorts of different industries. But maybe they just, think 10, 20 years from now, this is going to be a thing. But Apple wants to sit on this technology and have this patent. So if anybody can't just think of it and start using it themselves, right? So where this goes, nobody knows. Apple purchased LG's patents. Yeah, it's a common thing, and a lot of times they just sit on them, just in case in the future they want to use something like that. Or a smart thing to do is, if you know another company, a competing company, or hell, even a company you're not even in the same industry in, has something, maybe you got some inside information and you beat that company to the punch, or they want to make something like that, you can go out and patent something that a competing company is working on. Now you own that technology. Now that company has to come to you and say, please let us use this technology. Then they got to cough up the money. Then they got to pay to use that technology. So it's a very common thing. So will this be used? I have no clue, but it sounds pretty cool. I just didn't think that sensors get that hot. I mean, the last time I had a really bad overheating phone was the Pixel 7 Pro. I have videos on here on this YouTube channel where I would go outside in the middle of the summer, and the phone would get up to like 114 or 117 degrees, internal degrees Fahrenheit, and then the camera would shut down and say, the Pixel too hot to record, whatever, some stupid message. Well, I was under the assumption it was the phone getting hot, not these sensors. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I think that's what it was. But I didn't know sensors get that hot. I thought it was essentially the battery, the CPU, the chipset on there that got hot. But look, maybe they're not even going to put this in a phone, right? Apple patented this technology, but what if it's made for, I don't know, a home robot? You see what I'm saying? Or something that is intended for use outside in the heat. So this might not even be used for phones, but kind of cool. I don't know. Let's roll into this. So let me take this down here. Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra. There is this article. Sorry, I'm using your articles today as content, WCCF Tech. I know. I'm going to credit you in the description after this is done. I don't want you to go uncredited. Very good publication. I read it every day. So shout out to y'all. Samsung, they're betting that the entire premium outlook on these new foldables depends on 3 upgrades. So these are upgrades that I don't think will matter. That I don't think will make a difference. I honestly don't. What are those 3 upgrades? Now, before we move forward, I want to let you know Samsung is changing the names. So I don't know, everybody who loves to change names around here in the tech space, it's very annoying. It makes me look like an idiot because now I stumble over my words when in actuality it's their fault. Whatever. So the traditional Z Fold 8, like you see right there on the screen, like we think of, like right now, the Samsung, think of right now, the phone that's already launched, the Z Fold 7. Right, the book style foldable. Well, the next generation of that, the Z Fold 8, they're going to add an Ultra on the end of that. It's because of Apple. They love to copy Apple because the new Apple foldables, the new iPhone Ultra, Apple iPhone Ultra. So Samsung has to have theirs be named the Ultra. It's very stupid, very childish of you, Samsung. And then their new passport style foldable. The device we thought was called the wide version, the Z Fold 8 Wide, is now going to be called Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8. Stupid. Anyways, just putting that out there. So the Ultra is going to be the traditional foldable, and the regular Z Fold 8 is going to be the wide fold. I'm probably still going to say wide because I know there's a lot of people that still don't understand that. And I get that. It's not our fault, it's their fault. So what are those upgrades that they're going to try and sell this Z Fold 8 Ultra on? Pretty boring. So what they're going to do is they're going to make the Ultra lighter. They're going to make it lighter, and they're going to make it thinner. My neck is getting tired from doing all this because I can't believe these companies are still doing this shit. It's stupid. I don't think it's going to sell well. Maybe I'll be wrong, but when you look at competition, iPhone, everybody and their mom is going to buy the iPhone Ultra, the iPhone foldable. Even in the Android ecosystem, the Motorola the Motorola Razr Fold is far better device hardware than this upcoming Z Fold 8 Ultra. So they're going to make it a hair thinner and a little bit lighter. Okay, still not going to support S Pen. Cameras, not on the level of iPhone, probably. We still don't know what that is, but certainly not on the level of Motorola Razr Fold. So another upgrade out of the last three that I was teasing. So it's going to be thinner, it's going to be lighter, and they are upgrading the camera sensors. What? Oh my God. Well, don't get too excited because it's not a revolutionary, brand new sensor. So Samsung decided to, they heard everybody's complaints, and instead of putting 5 and 6 year old sensors on a $2,000 smartphone, foldable, they hear you out. They're going to put, how about this? How about we put 3-year-old sensors on there instead of 5-year-old sensors? Will that be good enough for you? Please. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to make it thinner, lighter, and put newer 2 or 3-year-old sensors on there. So it's going to have a new 50 megapixel sensor that you will be able to switch to 24 megapixels in the camera app. You're not going to have to download the stupid camera assistant. So here we go right here. Oh yeah, and you're going to get a slight battery bump, but it's not going to be silicon carbon. So here's what they're doing on this new Z Fold 8. This is confirmed. These are confirmed. This is what it's coming with as of right now. Z Fold 8 will weigh 201 grams, which is lighter than the current Z Fold 7. It's going to support a 4,800 milliamp hour battery, and charging is going to be bumped up to 45 watts. Whoop-de-freaking-do. The Z Fold 8 Ultra will come with a new 50 megapixel sensor, they're using the word new lightly. It's not brand new. It's been out for a couple years. Still not going to make a big difference in my opinion. Still not as good as what Motorola's got on theirs. We don't know what iPhone Ultra is going to have their foldable, but I'm pretty sure it'll be better than Samsung's. And as I mentioned, it'll automatically support that 24 megapixel mode in the camera application. It'll be the lightest large foldable smartphone ever released by any brand. Is that enough to sell this phone? I don't think so. The battery capacity, yeah. Wait a second. My dumbass. So, okay, I'm the stupid one here. WCCF Tech has got it right. I was assuming they were rolling under the old naming scheme. So the Z Fold 8. So this is going to be, I had it backwards. I'll have to edit this part out. I'm still a little wound up from that Motorola video I just recorded. Okay, so everything I said in the last minute or two, that's going to the wide version, the passport book style foldable, the new Fold 8 Wide is going to weigh 201 grams. The new Z Fold 8 Wide is going to have a 4800 milliamp per hour battery. The new Z Fold 8 Wide is going to have 45 watts charging. The Wide is also going to have a newer 50 megapixel sensor. The new Wide will have a thickness of just 4.5 millimeters when unfolded. Now let's get to the Ultra. Let's get to the traditional foldable. That one, the book style foldable, that resembles the Z Fold 8 today. I told you these naming schemes will confuse you, especially if you're sitting in my seat. The Z Fold 8 Ultra is going to weigh 215 grams. The Z Fold 8 Ultra is going to have a 5,000 milliamp per hour battery, 45 watts charging, and will just be 4.1 millimeters thin. Now it says here, I did not see this earlier today, it says the Z Fold 8 Ultra is not expected to come with a privacy display, thank God. It's also going to have the older M14 OLED panel. I think we talked about that or mentioned that yesterday. Interesting. Now let's go to Apple's foldable. Now we've known it's had a liquid metal hinge for a little while, but now we have some confirmed specs on this thing. So if you need to check out Digital Chat Station and then this guy right here, but this is on Weibo, no? Give me 1 second. We do now know the Ultra, the iPhone Ultra, the foldable is going to have a vapor chamber. It's going to have liquid metal to essentially give it a no crease display when opened up. Now, going back to the Samsung Z Fold 8 Ultra and Z Fold 8, I've heard differing opinions and or expectations in regards to that crease. I've heard some people say that, oh, I've seen the unit and the crease is gone. Really? And then I've heard people say, no, it's not gone, but it's almost gone. So essentially on the lines of a Oppo Find N6, where it's almost gone, but you can still see it in the light. You know what I'm saying? If you hold it under a light or something, you move it different angles, you can still see that little crease. I personally think it's going to be still there. It'll just be reduced ever so slightly to a similar to a Oppo Find N6. I think that's where it's going to lie, because in order for Samsung to get a zero crease display, trust me, they've been working on it. They've been working on it for like 10 years and they still haven't been able to figure it out. Now, Apple's been able to figure it out because they have a patent. Just as we were talking earlier with the mineral oil and the camera sensor patent, Apple has a patent on this hinge that they're using on their iPhone Ultra, on their foldable, that enables a zero crease display. Now, this hinge that Apple's using, that they have the exclusive patent to, is filled with liquid metal. Now, that liquid metal, when you open up that device, when it fold it open, it forces that liquid metal to the screen, puts pressure up towards the screen, towards you as you hold it, and it essentially irons out that crease. When you open it up, it pushes that liquid metal to fill in that crease, that little divot that goes across your display. That's what the liquid metal is for when you open it up. Samsung doesn't have liquid metal. They don't have this technology, and that's why I think that their foldables are still going to have a crease. Now, who's to say Samsung didn't go to Apple and say, well, we've done a lot of business together, right? What do you say we pay you for using your liquid metal technology so we don't have a crease on our display? My guess is Apple told Samsung to go kick rocks. That's what I would do if I was Apple. Man, if you don't get the hell out of here. That's what I would say, because these are competing products. They're going head to head, right? Yeah, sure, Apple will use Samsung in their OLED panels because they want a nice looking display, duh. But when it comes to anything else or something else they need, hell no, I don't want you to have any competitive advantage over my product. You know, that's a major competing uh, product, brand, and issue. Apple can brag and say, we have a creaseless display. It would be the first. And that's what I anticipate them doing. And I think Samsung's still gonna be wondering how we get rid of this crease, essentially, because they don't have the technology. Now, they would have to come up with something all on their own to get rid of that crease if Apple tells them they cannot use that liquid metal technology. So I can't wait to see where this goes, quite honestly. I am not going to be getting either one, but I want to see how this is played. Now, look at this tweet. So, Ice Universe says, in comparison, we're talking about foldables here. The weight of the Huawei Pura X Max is 229 grams, and the weight of the Apple iPhone Ultra is bound to exceed that of Samsung. Samsung will be a clear advantage in weight, even much lighter than some flat phones. So it's out now. He's talking about the Z Fold 8, the passport style wide foldable. And Exotic Spice replied, iPhone Ultra will have a larger battery than the Z Fold 8 Ultra and Z Fold 8 Wide, as well as a vapor chamber and a titanium frame. So I've seen that around today that apparently it's also confirmed Apple's going to go titanium on this thing. Indestructible, minus the display. eSIM only, but unlike the Air, this is worth the trade-off. Oh, and a A20 Pro chip based on TSMC 2 nanometer, which should help battery life. Yeah, it should, and it should be very powerful CPU. So we got confirmation, eSIM only. We don't know what markets Apple's going to launch this in. Obviously, the United States. United States iPhones have been eSIM only since the iPhone 14 series. However, other countries around the world have a physical SIM slot. So this is confirming, I would think, that no matter where you buy an iPhone Ultra, the foldable from Apple, it will have eSIM only around the world, which is going to make some people unhappy. And now they'll get a little taste of what the US consumer gets screwed over every single day by these tech companies, because a lot of places like China, they really don't have eSIM set up. Now, they do, but it's not as robust as America and some other countries. But not just China, a lot of other nations around the world where Apple will sell this have a eSIM setup. They're still kind of transitioning. So that may be a pain in the ass. But you know, Apple, they could give two shits about if it inconveniences you by any means. They don't give a damn. Now, the iPhone Ultra is going to be heavier because it's got a bigger battery. So, duh. Interesting stuff. And that's what it will look like. The iPhone Ultra. I still want to know what sensors they're going to have in there, because I guarantee you it's going to have, I know iPhone is moving to new sensors. We've talked about it for the 18 Pro and the 18 Pro Max. But that's the Pro and the Pro Max. What are they going to be putting in the foldable? Well, I think what Apple's going to do, I do not believe they're going to put brand new camera tech that the Pro and the Pro Max are getting. I think what Apple's going to do is put essentially 2 out of the 3 sensors that are on their current iPhone on the current iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. I think they're going to put whatever 2 you pick. I think they're going to take 2 of these sensors on the 17 Pro and Pro Max and put it in the Ultra. Probably the main and the ultra wide. It's probably going to miss telephoto. It'll be, I'm assuming, digitally cropped. But that's probably what they're going to do. I doubt they're going to put brand new tech in there, even though they should. It's going to be friggin' $2,000. But we're too used to these companies doing this to us every single year. I don't know why anybody would expect something different. Could they surprise us? Sure, but I don't expect them to. Interesting. Very interesting. We shall see. You wish somebody would revive LG's dual screen feature? You're talking about the one that went that flipped up, that was like a T when you opened it up? It would be like that. I never had one. I wanted one. You know which LG phone that I did have that I liked? That's really weird is the banana phone. Y'all remember the banana phone? The one that was curved? You hold it up to your face and it would like curve to your face. You could put two of them on. It looks like you have like a Darth Vader helmet on. I had that one. I didn't ever have the T one. I forgot what the banana phone was called. That's what I called it because it was shaped like a banana. It was like the first curved. No, I know Samsung had the first curved screen, like with the S7 Edge. But then that's when LG came out with their curved banana phone. It was really weird. You could rock it back and forth on a table. I miss LG's phones. I used to like their operating system. I used to have a bunch of LG phones. Damn. It had Wacom stylus support, desktop mode, FM radio, SD card. I could drive 600 ohm headphones. The removable dual screen case was such a bummer. Yeah, I wish they did not leave. Especially with OnePlus leaving the market. I'll take anybody at this point. Just put out a decent smartphone that we can enjoy. Because I'm telling you, here this upcoming year, we're going to be crying about our smartphone selection. That's why OnePlus 15 users like this fella right here, you need to hold on to your phone and you need to hold on to your OnePlus 15 for dear life, because it's going to be the last best Android smartphone. Not forever, but for a little while. Hey, what's going on? So Oppo Find N6 and Honor V6 will still be the best foldable. Possibly. See, that's a really good question, and that's what really bothers me. I don't know. I wish I did know. I'll leave that up to you or to y'all watching, but that's why I got so worked up today in my video earlier, right before I sat down to do this live. Got worked up. And I wish I had the answer. Now I know I can go out and grab one, but it's still not the same. We need spec wise, probably. I mean, it'd be right up there with Motorola with their Razr Fold. Man, people are gonna, y'all just wait. I'm telling you right now, the iPhone crowd, iPhone people, these news companies, it's gonna be on regular news. I'm talking about this iPhone Ultra, this foldable that's coming out for iPhone. People's heads are gonna explode when they announce this. It's gonna be on CNN regular news. It's gonna be on Oprah. It's gonna, I don't even know if she does TV anymore. It's gonna be on like regular news, like your 10 o'clock news. Look what Apple just released. And that never happens when Samsung releases a phone, when OnePlus releases a phone, or when Pixel release a phone. You know, man, people are gonna. It's gonna be annoying. Like people like myself, probably gonna have to, you know, actively block out all the iPhone Ultra talk, because I can stand, you know, a little bit of it. Kind of, laugh at it first few times I see somebody talk about it on a publication or a media outlet that doesn't do technology news. You know, they'll talk about it, just a regular CNN or whatever. I can block that out, laugh at it for a little while, but after a day or two of seeing this stuff, it gets really annoying. So I'll have to actively put my switch that VPN on in the back of my brain. Oh yeah, I had that. You still have it? V60, and they would make it a lot. Yeah, I wish they would come back. Uh, that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of these phone companies, like with Motorola, that I went off, that I get worked up over earlier. A lot of these companies, I feel, are so close, but I feel like, my honest opinion, I feel like they have the wrong people leading these departments. Like, honestly, if they could hire, I don't mean to brag, but, and I'm not just myself, right? I'm saying if they could hire somebody like me or somebody like you know, that kind of knows what the people want. Now, I get it. There's a difference between supplying the average American and supplying a tech enthusiast. Those are probably two different things, but why can't you make two different products for two different crowds, right? Like, it just seems like these companies are just one or two things away from really having a badass phone. Like, I'm gonna calm myself down. I already got worked up once today. I'm gonna upload that video when we're done here, so check that out. You can see me go on a rant, but these companies are so close, but it just seems like with every day that passes, they just hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss. It's just annoying for tech fans out here. LG, I think they could just bring one phone to the market. They could have a badass phone. Just one. You don't have to have a full lineup. You don't have to have a budget, a mid-range, a flagship, a foldable. No, just do one top mid-range, one, and I'm saying just one. Either it be a top mid-range phone or a lower class flagship, kind of like the Signature, right? If LG put out a phone like the Signature and they updated it monthly, you have to update it monthly. It would sell. I'm telling you, it would sell. I just don't understand what's going on with these companies. I know. And I know. I recorded a 30-minute video of me essentially saying that same thing. Motorola severely disappointed me today. Not like I was leaning on the Motorola Edge to save us all here, right? The sky's not raining pigs. You don't have to worry about that. The world does not evolve or rotate around the Motorola Edge. But I'm just saying, I think I put out a post last week saying this potentially could be the Edge, and it was the Edge 70 Pro they released in India, the Pro Plus they released in India. Badass phone for like $600, right? And then I was thinking, well, maybe we'll get something on them releasing the Signature. Kind of got ahead of myself in the US. Reminded myself today, that's not happening. And then we get shitted on by Motorola by this Moto Edge. Again, not like I was hoping this would save us all, but at least give us something, right? That's how bad it is here. We're like, Motorola, please give us something, please. Oh, Motorola. We're tugging at their shirts like this, and Motorola's looking at us like, while we're tugging away down there at their shirts. Please give us something, Motorola, please. And no, it's not happening. So, oh boy, it's cool. Companies are going to be doing foldables, but once they just focus on those, like Motorola, who don't make slab flagships, it gets annoying for those who don't want foldables. Yep, I'm in that same boat. I just can't do them. I just can't. Nothing and LG. Yeah, that would. Ooh, if you put the Nothing OS on a flagship LG device, that would be dope. Man, I wish they would make a comeback. That's how bad it's gotten here. We're dreaming of LG coming back and Motorola dropping a decent mid-range phone here. Like, it's pretty bad. Like, I would be laughing at myself if I knew that we were going to be in this at this point 2 or 3 years ago. I would be on the floor laughing at myself right now. Man. Yep. And I'm not doing Google anymore. I'm not doing Pixel anymore. I'm taking a stand. Not that my one phone purchase is going to make a difference. No, it's just the point. It's the point. I'm sick and tired of them forcing me to do something that I'm just not going to do. And I'm sure y'all all know what I'm talking about. The 200 charging cycle thing. I'm not doing it. This will be the first year. I was telling my wife earlier. This will be the very first year I have not purchased a Google phone on launch day in 15 years. Like, this is a big deal to me. I'm just not going to do it. No, I'm not doing it. So I've eliminated Google out of my phone collection, and nothing. They're not putting out of. I already returned one. I can't do their phone right at this point right now. My options are very limited. So if you see me looking like I'm stressed out or, blowing a gasket, it's probably why. But yeah, I've been thinking about that lately. I think for this upcoming, because if I don't get a Pixel, because normally I get a Pixel every August, well, for the last couple of years, and then before they launched them in August, they would launch them in October, right around Halloween, and I would always have a new phone in the second half of the year, or towards the end of the year, I would get a new phone from Google. So I think this year, instead of getting a Pixel, I think I'm going to get, I think the Oppo Find X10 Pro should be out. Depending on what that looks like, I'll probably either get a X10 Pro or maybe get the X9 Ultra. Depending on, what else is out there. But I think instead of getting a Pixel, I think I'm going to make it a point to get an Oppo phone. I've never had one, always wanted one, and I think that's my opportunity. So yeah, sounds like the best bet. I mean, I don't know what else to get. What's funny is that my Oppo Find N6 has way better battery life. No shit. Yeah, isn't that insane? Oh, man. We are screwed here, fellas. We are screwed. Has it? All right, before we get out of here, because I want to upload that Motorola video. Let's do this. Let's take a look real quick and see what leaks we got. I know the X10 is out. I saw that the other day and never said anything, but I want to get the Pro. So let me look at that. So we got Pro Max, idiot. There's no Pro Max. Oppo Find X. Oh, maybe I'm the idiot. There is a Pro Max. What the hell? They're changing name. Why does everybody change their names? Oh my God. What's up with all this name changing? I feel like I'm losing my mind today. Let's see. Holy shit. 200 megapixel triple rear camera details. Wow. 100 megapixel selfie camera? Are you shitting me? Oh, that's dope. It's going to be a square like the iPhone. That is dope. That's one thing I like about the iPhone that I don't talk about is from the front-facing selfie camera, it's got the square sensor. So I can record a vertical video holding it like this, or I can record a horizontal video this way holding it like this. And I can do the opposite here. I can do vertical right here or horizontal right here. I was thinking it's only got to be a matter of time before an Android manufacturer brings that to the market. It looks like we got it. 8,000 milliamp hour, dual 200 megapixel cameras. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to get one of these. I'll gladly replace this. I'll gladly replace my upcoming Pixel 11 Pro XL with this Oppo Find X10. Let's see what we got here. So triple 200 megapixel sensors. I tell you what, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me do some research on this, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, because I gotta run, and this looks too good to be true. So we'll talk about this tomorrow. Let me upload that Motorola video. Don't miss that. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Yeah.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, on my way to a brand new kit.